it's Delina with Arizona Desert Gems. Do you ever get stuck trying to find a new design idea? Well, looking through some magazines for design inspiration can be a great way to start. And so I'm going to show you a little bit of my process. I chose this magazine from Step by Step Wire Jewelry because I had flagged a piece that I really always liked. I like the color palette as well as these components and the texture. So let's take a look at my design process and I'll talk you through it.
So while I didn't really have those shapes of beads, I did have these tiny seed beads and some very thin gauge wire. I'm pretty sure this is 28 gauge wire. So what I decided to do to mimic the look is I took 18 gauge wire here and just made an eye pin. And let's see, that turned out to be about just over 1¼ inches here. But I took those and I threaded on my seed beads and wire wrapped them onto the 18 gauge eye pin that I made. And I thought, what would happen if I put a couple of these together? And that looked pretty interesting, and I thought it does definitely mimic that other design and the style of that. And I really like this soft purple. And then, of course, I found these brighter blue, and I thought, wow, what a really nice contrast. So that day, I was just really making experiments and making components. So I made a few of these, and I can just see right here that I didn't quite get the end squished down. So we just want to make sure everything's all the way down and not poking. So as I laid these out, I was beginning to imagine a necklace coming together that would maybe have a stone here, and then more components, and thinking about the idea of balanced asymmetry. I thought, whatever would happen if we laid them out like this? And then when we get up to the top of the neck, you really want to be thinking about how big the necklace is that's going around your neck so it doesn't stick out. And so I thought at that point, maybe I would just switch to a chain made of these eye pin here. So then thinking about my stone, my original stone was just the absolute wrong color. And, in the design process, it's probably not a great idea to choose your beads first and then your stone, but it was just a day I was experimenting. And so I found these two stones, and this is a really cool agate that's got quite a bit of purple and some gray, and it's in the shape of a leaf that's been carved out. I don't know if you can see that carving there. And I thought, well, that would be pretty nice. But it almost makes the color palette monochromatic. And it's a very thick stone as well. Now this one is a bead, so that would be easier for me to do some sort of wrapping on. And then I found this older stone that I'd had sitting in my case for a while, and it has quite a bit more brown to it. But it also has this kind of purpley color in there too, and I thought that was really nice, except that the blue seems to pop too much. It's too bright, and the only thing your eye sees are the blue beads. So then I thought maybe I would make another one. I don't know if you can see these well, but these are a bronze seed bead, and that would complement quite well. So that's one idea on my design board. And then as I was setting up the video, I noticed I had this beautiful pink stone that I picked up from the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show. And that would make quite a different color palette too, with a very soft pink and gray. And the blue might be able to stay, but I would need to get some pink up into the necklace. So those were just some ideas. We'll see where it goes. I don't know yet. And the other thing I was thinking is you could definitely take one of these, and you don't have to have these larger jump rings on there, but you could definitely take one of these and attach it to an ear wire And I hand make all my ear wires because I just think it turns out nicer, and I apologize for bumping the camera there. But you could do something like this and having a complementary bead underneath. That would be quite long. I would probably eliminate the jump rings. I think you could make them links in a necklace. You could certainly, I think it might be too much. Yeah, I think it'd be way too much to have them all on one for an earring. That would be quite a lot, but perhaps you could make different sizes. So say you had one half that size and put a couple together, but you could certainly make them into a chain. Or if you just wanted one solid color of a chain, I think that would look quite nice as well. So I hope you enjoyed just some jewelry experiments and playing around with the design process.
And here's one example, just using the purple beads and eye pins. And another one with a more asymmetrical look. And here it is with all the handmade links put together. I still haven't decided if I'm going to wire wrap the stone or bezel set that in copper. Happy creating!